A ring of fire in the sky, seen by lucky viewers along a narrow path of visibility. In Saudi Arabia, sun chasers from around the world started preparing in darkness.
I am eclipse chaser. It's my 11th eclipse, and I specifically came to Saudi Arabia to see that annular solar eclipse during sunrise.
Me and my family, we live in London, and we've come to Saudi Arabia especially to see this event because it's very rare. If we miss it, we have to wait for another 30 years.
More sun watchers traveled to a remote desert area of Abu Dhabi for the best view.
I wanted to come here only to witness this once-in-a-lifetime moment, and it looks so amazing while you see it. It's like it's completely covered.
As the path of visibility moved eastward, people in western Indonesia set up gear to watch and to record. Singaporeans were amongst the last to be able to see it.
And the next one is going to be when I'm in my 60s, so I might as well take my youth and look at this lovely ring of fire.
It's only 2 minutes, but it's so intense that you talk about it with your friends and family for the next months.
The eclipse then moved out over the ocean and disappeared.
All right, to tell us a bit more about this natural phenomenon, we're joined by Akash Anand from the Astronomical Society of Singapore. Akash, I can hear it's a bit noisy where you are. We're hearing the eclipse, in fact, has already reached its maximum phase in Singapore, where you are. Did it generate a lot of interest? It seems like quite a lot of people came out to see it.
Absolutely. So we have set up a few scopes here, about 10 to 12 scopes at Passion Wave in Singapore. And we've had a few thousand people here who've come to witness the annular solar eclipse. There's been a lot of interest. As you can see, the whole place is crowded. During the maximum phase, we had a lot more. Around me, we had a few hundred people actually. Now the crowds have actually reduced. So you can imagine how many people were here a few minutes ago.
All right, so we've said that it's called an annular eclipse. Now, what exactly does that mean? Like, how is that different from your ordinary solar eclipse?
Okay, so there are 2 or 3 different types of solar eclipses. One is the partial, one is a total, and this one, what we've experienced today, is annular. So the annular solar eclipse is very similar to the total solar eclipse, except for the fact that the size of the moon appears to be slightly smaller than the sun because the moon is slightly further away from the Earth while it is covering the sun. During the total solar eclipse, the size of the moon and the sun are almost the same, and the moon covers the sun's surface totally. Because of this, the annular eclipse that we experienced today, the moon being slightly smaller than the sun, covers about 85 to 90% of the sun's surface, and the rest appears like a ring around the moon. So the sun appears like a ring, and that's why we call it the ring of fire.
Okay, so it does indeed look like a ring in the sky. Now, tell us, I remember being told you should never look directly at a solar eclipse. Is this the case also with the annular eclipse, even though most of the sun is covered? Is it dangerous to look at directly?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like when we look at the sun on any given day, during eclipses as well, we should not look at the sun directly. Even more so during an eclipse, because we tend to think, okay, it's going to be duller because part of the sun is covered by the moon. And unknowingly, we'll end up looking at it longer, thereby damaging the eyes and exposing ourselves more to the sunlight.
All right.
So the safest way to look at the sun or an eclipse is through a solar filter. Yeah.
All right, so be sure to use a solar filter when looking at the eclipse. Akash Anand from the Astronomical Society of Singapore, we thank you very much indeed.